Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was quite a good question. I was only 5 at the time I had my tumour, and I literally, obviously I had brain surgery, and I woke up with a big bandage around my head and a headache, and I asked my mum, did they take the, I think I asked them, did they cut open my head, mummy? And she told me no. And I believed her. So, yeah, I wasn't very well informed by my parents, and I think I heard a lot of things that maybe should have come from my parents from my doctors, just because of how often we saw the doctors. So I think sometimes it's nice to have like upfront facts. Maybe I would have been upset to have learned what had happened, but I think I kind of deserve to know, having gone through it myself. I don't know.
More honesty.
Yeah.
And Rebecca, would you have liked that, an opportunity to have that explained to you as you got older?
Yeah, rather than learning bit by bit, like follow the breadcrumbs to find out what exactly happened.
And can I ask, how many of the young people would feel able to walk into the doctor's clinic on their own without their parents at the age of 18? Can we have a show of hands? At 18, how many of you would feel able to go without your parents at 60? And how many would like your parents when you're still 20 to come in with you? Because a lot of people. They still need us, Louis. That feels really good. I think what it's showing is that there is need for young people to be nurtured through transition. And we do, in certain services, say that young people go up to the age of 25, and I think that's very reasonable. But young people who've been through these types of injuries do take longer to feel able to go independently, and should be able to ask for their parents to accompany them at any stage. But also you should be able to go without them if you don't want to. And I think you need to speak out and say that.
Am I in the crowd? I don't know who said that, but yes, you are. Lauren, you scroll up. How can you motivate yourself to exercise if you're tired? My son has a real issue with this, because I don't know who else finds this, that he knows he needs to exercise, but when he exercises, he actually feels more tired afterwards. So I don't know if anyone's got really good advice specifically on that.
I think you need to ask yourself, what would you enjoy doing? I think exercise is seen as something where you get on a treadmill and you do an hour of penance on the treadmill. It doesn't have to be like that. So, for instance, there's things, I've got a friend who plays ultimate frisbee. You know, it's weird, I think it's weird, but he really enjoys it. Or I play badminton. And when I'm tired, I don't see it as a chore, it's something that I enjoy doing. So I'd recommend finding something that you would enjoy, not necessarily going to the gym. I think gyms are quite, personally I think they play aggressive music and you're forced to suffer for an hour. So find something that you actually enjoy and then try and do that, because then you'll get home and be tired and you think, actually I really enjoy that, so I'm going to do that, and I'll take precedence.
Yeah, I found that when I was trying to get into exercising more, it really helped me to go to classes, and then you just stay motivated to complete one class at a time. It's less of a, indefinite sort of goal. You just say, at this time I'm going to be here, so you prepare yourself throughout the day to not be tired and to not go, basically. Yeah.
And what I've also heard from people is to try and get into a routine. So rather than exercising, then not exercising for days at a time, and then exercising, it's almost like going through the pain barrier. So almost. And I think you're absolutely right, Max, because for my son, going to the gym is a chore. He feels stressed seeing other people able to do what he can't. So maybe it's going for a walk, or it's just watching on the television on the screen. Maybe they've got some good YouTube videos of just head and shoulder exercises. It's anything. I mean, movement is really important. So it's finding a way of movement. And there's Alessandro, if you can give us a wave, at the back of the room. He has not been very well, so we're very grateful that you're able to be here today. And he's going to run a workshop on movement, on the importance of movement and exercise, and doing some demos and giving people lots of advice. So You've all signed up for different workshops, but Alessandro is almost an extra, I think. Martin?
Yes, it's
A rolling. Rather than being a workshop, it's on the front of the room, it will say movement with Alessandro, and so it's a case of, if you want specifically to know how do I get movement into my day-to-day life, Alessandro's the man to go and see.
David wants to say something about exercising.
Yeah?
What I love doing when I'm at home for exercising, when I go out and about, I like to take my three-wheeler tricycle because it comes in handy, and I love cycling, and I go to the park, I do my shopping on it, I go to the pub, and it's really handy because instead of walking, if you don't want to walk, take your bike because it does. Thank you.